Ed Sheeran, welcome to Radio 1's Big Weekend.
Thanks for having me.
How does it feel to be back? It's been a while.
It's been a very, very long time. It feels good. I mean, my first single was meant to be ready for now, and I was meant to be playing it at One Big Weekend. So it does feel a bit weird playing some, starting with Castle on the Hill instead of like the new tune. But it's great. Yeah, I'm using a band for the first time, and it feels like the next stage.
Tell us where we are, because I reckon a lot of Radio 1 listeners have probably never heard of this place, and it's fantastic, isn't it?
This is Snape Maltings. It is in Suffolk, and Radio 1 contacted me for One Big Weekend and said, choose somewhere in Suffolk that you'd like to play, and I gave them Snape Maltings and also my old school hall. Yep. But I don't think the cameras would have fit in the old school. That's where I did my very, very first gig. But yeah, it's a beautiful setting. There's like Henry Moore and Barbara Hepworth sculptures in the fields outside. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful place.
Are they expensive?
Yeah, I think one of them got stolen and melted down. I may be wrong, but I think one of the really expensive ones got stolen and melted down into scrap metal.
Have you played here before? Have you been here before?
I've never played here before. My brother has played here in school concerts. They do like a special school concert like once every few years here from our school. But yeah, I was meant to, before COVID happened, my old school were doing some sort of concert that I was going to come here and do as well. But other than that, no, I haven't. Before
we talk about your set, tell us what you've been doing over the past couple of years, because it's been pretty quiet. We haven't really heard from you.
Well, I've been making a lot of songs. I've been keeping busy doing that. I became a dad, which is
congratulations.
Thank you. A seismic change in my life. And what else? Been painting, and yeah, just keeping. It's the first time I've been like really healthy. Like I've kind of stopped all the bad habit stuff in my life, but started exercising every day. And we were talking about takeaways earlier, but I was eating like a takeaway every single day, and now I don't eat a takeaway every single day. And it's been yeah, it's good.
When I seen you before, and I was like, you do look trimmer.
Thank you. Yeah, it happened kind of pretty much as soon as tour ended. It just happened, and because I wasn't having chicken wings and 2 bottles of wine a night.
Rock and roll. So this is the first time. Am I right in saying we're going to see you with a band?
I've done band stuff before, but only at the kind of request of TV shows. So when I did Saturday Night Live, they were like, we'd like to see him with a band. So I got a band for that. And there've been like a couple of things. I think I've done later with Jules with a band and stuff like that. But I sort of felt, I've done the loop pedal thing now for 15 years, 10 years, like professionally. And the last tour that I did was, the most people are going to a tour of any tour went to that tour. So I'm kind of like, I've done that. I've done the loop pedal show. I need to do something different. So I put this band together and have been rehearsing it and just kind of trying it out. And what I like about it is what I felt were the weakest bits of the tour were some of the songs that needed a band, like Castle on the Hill and Thinking Out Loud. And the best bits of the tour were the ones that needed the pedal, like Shape of You and Bloodstream. And what I found is great about it is now the set feels very on a level with each other. There's no like, this actually song sounds worse than this one, because they're all different. And yeah, it's kind of a learning experience for me.
Does that take quite a lot of getting used to doing with a band? Because it must be.
Yeah, I feel like we'll all loosen up a little bit more. I mean, they're like, this is, Mark, the drummer, and John, the bassist, have actually played with me since 2011. I think I did a live lounge with them. All the other, I've met all the other guys along the way. But this is the first time we've all played together. So it started off as quite nervous and stiff from all of us, and it's relaxing a bit more now.
So what can fans expect to see today from your set?
I think, I'm doing 2 new songs that I've never played live, one of which is Afterglow that I released at Christmas. Actually, I lie. I have played one of them live. I played one at a funeral.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then the what else? Yeah, I mean, like songs like Castle on the Hill with a full band, the way it's meant to be. So yeah, it's good.
That's great to know. And I know it's an obvious question, but are you missing the live audiences?
I am missing the live audience. Yeah, I am. I think every performer on the planet, and not just performer, every performer's team on the planet is missing the buzz of gigs, and it does feel like things are stepping in the right direction to get them back. I know the Brits, did their thing with everyone in the O2, so hopefully that's a good step forward, I think.
You mentioned before you played a couple of new songs. Does that mean we can expect a new album soon?
Yeah. The new album is coming. I was meant to play the new single today, but the video is not. The video is good. The video is really good, and it has a lot of pre-production needs to be done on it to make myself look beautiful. Obviously.
Do you have pretty much total freedom on the videos and the creative process on that?
Yeah, I don't actually think, I think nowadays it's a myth that artists don't have creative freedom. It's a myth to be like, I think that was like maybe even a 10-year ago thing, but definitely like 80s, 90s, blah, blah, blah. But I think nowadays, because of Spotify and everything is so instant that, new artists are coming through with being developed by themselves, and they can kind of put out what they want. And I think there's definitely, even for me, there's a process of sending stuff to people and being like, is this good? And what do you think of this? Like, I have my manager and the people that work at my record label, but like, if genuinely I wanted to do something, I could do it. And I think that is the case with every artist, but I think that it's good to take advice from people. So when you say you're not allowed, there's loads of things that I'm technically allowed to do, but probably shouldn't do.
Okay. What can we expect from the new album? Will it be completely different? What we all love about Ed Sheeran? Can you say too much?
It's kind of like an amalgamation of all the records, and the first single is really different, like really, really different. And I think that's always every time I've released a first single from an album, apart from Plus, because it was A-Team, and it was like, that was already often rolling. But every time I released a first single from an album, I've been nervous about it because I'm like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go. And I like that feeling. It's like I could just release a Thinking Out Loud or a Castle Neil or something like that is safe. But for me, I like the idea of putting something else and being like, I don't know how people are going to feel about this.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Oh, we're looking forward to that now. Yeah. You're going to get asked this in every interview from now on. Ipswich Town.
Ipswich Town, yeah.
You are sponsoring is it the home and away strip?
Yeah. It's
the new
but
season?
it all kicked off. I started sponsoring Framlingham Town under 11 girls team, and I got their kit. I got emailed and they were like, "Can you get our kit?" So I got the kit, and then I was like, I wonder how it is to sponsor like Ipswich, because Ipswich's sponsor were up that season. They were Magical Vegas, and then Magical Vegas gave it to Carers Trust for a bit. And I just inquired, and I was like, do you guys need a sponsor? And they were like, yeah, for sure. So it's been a cool process.
So you called them, they didn't call you?
Yeah, I called them. Oh man, it must have been around the end of the Divide tour, because we'd done the shirts with them. For the last Divide gig in Ipswich, I did an Ipswich Town kit with Divide on. And it must have been then I asked. I mean, it's been a long process. It's been a long process of like getting things in order. But it's been I mean, the reaction's been great. I think the positive reaction stems from the negative reaction of the European Super League. I think that it's like a polar opposite of like really, really, really rich people that own team and kind of monetize the team, and then just like people who love a team and want to see a team do well. I think that's why people are so into it. But I mean, Ipswich, they have new owners, and I think a good attitude. They've got a great new manager, and I feel like next season we could be promoted. We'll see.
And I was trying to say to a friend who's not a football fan, I was trying to explain the Super League to him, and he just couldn't get it. It just wasn't football, wasn't it? It wasn't what we all love and
yeah. I
about
think
football.
It's been covered by everyone, but yeah, it's definitely not. It's not needed, is it? No one's going. This is what we need.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that you sponsor Ipswich, do you get any special treatment from it? Do you get a box now? Have you got a lifetime ownership?
I do get a box, but I have actually pushed the box to after the tour, because I've got a tour. I haven't announced the tour yet, but the tour goes on for a while, and I was like, I'm just going to have a box and not be able to see any gigs. So I've actually pushed the box to have after the tour. So yes, I do get a box. I get a player, the track suits with your initials on.
Get away.
Get one of them, yeah.
So you got
and then
ES
I think I get like, I saw the contract and it's like you get given like a load of shirts, because I think it's usually companies that do it. So they have shirts for all their companies, signed footballs if you want signed footballs. There's like all stuff like that. I don't think I'm gonna like take them up on like everything, but definitely like the player tracksuit. I've got like 3 schoolmates that are mad Ipswich Town fans. I want to get them in the tracksuits. We're talking about doing away days in them.
That's
Going to like Fleetwood and rocking up. Do you do away days with Burnley?
Oh, go everywhere with them. There's only one ground I've not been to in London, and that's Fulham.
Craven Cottage.
Yeah, it's the only one.
Lovely ground.
Yeah, and I didn't realise, because obviously everybody's missing live music and everything like that. I didn't realise how much I missed the day itself. So for me, it's going on the game, getting the train up from London, meeting my dad and my uncles and my cousins in the pub, arguing afterwards if we've got beat, because everyone's got an opinion. And it's a good day. It's a good day.
It's a good day. I mean, I've been to whenever I was off tour, really, I would go to Ipswich games, and they've had some tough years recently, and they wouldn't really always win, but the day out would be really fun. I mean, win or lose. I mean, it would obviously put a dampener on it if they lost, but you still went to the game with, I would go with my dad a lot, or I had a Japanese rock band come and work in my studio, and I brought them to the game, and Ipswich were like on form. And so now that the Japanese band are all mad Ipswich fans now.
Brilliant.
Bang into it.
Ed, thanks so much for speaking to us today, but most importantly, thanks so much for performing for Radio 1's Big Weekend.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This has been great. I feel like we talk for football.
Yeah, that's the best way.